a few weeks back, we remember there was an expectation, something of an expectation. There was a plea deal concerning this, but it all collapsed at the last moment.
Yeah, things started to look pretty bad for Hunter Biden when they couldn't get this plea deal through in July. It was mainly he was facing tax charges. He didn't pay his tax in 2017 and 2018 when he earned a lot of money from Ukraine, which is the subject of another hullabaloo over here about bringing an impeachment inquiry into his father. But in just the latest historic move of a year of history-making legal moves against senior American figures, with 4 criminal cases brought against Donald Trump, the prosecutor, who's been elevated to a special counsel, giving him extra powers to investigate, has decided to bring 3 felony charges on the one issue of possessing a gun and lying on the form that he had to fill out as a personal reference form to obtain the gun in October 2018, when we know that he was wrestling with drug addiction, because he wrote about it in his autobiography that was released a couple of years ago. And on the form, he had to verify that he was not a drug user, did not have drug problems, and he said he wasn't. So that's the source of the charge. But you're quite right that we expected this to not be troubling for him, because it seemed that as he was no longer a gun owner, he'd got rid of the gun. As said he was clean and was no longer using drugs, it was made what they call it was put to one side in what they call a diversion program, because he was being well behaved now and because he was attending probationary hearings regularly to maintain his status, his drug-free status, etc. This was expected to go away, but instead each of these charges carries up to 10 years in prison, which is pretty alarming for him.
That is a pretty heavy potential penalty for the crime of putting false information on a form to own a gun. However, that's what the law says. So very, very serious in its own space, and obviously a matter of distress and embarrassment to Joe Biden and the White House. But it does not. There's no connection between this and the campaign being waged against President Biden, is there? Where Republicans, as you say, are seeking to hang around his neck, suggestions of corruption involving his son's business dealings. And there is no hard evidence of such a thing, is there? And it certainly doesn't connect with this trial.
Well, the connection is Hunter Biden. The common feature of most of Joe Biden's problems seems to be Hunter Biden, going back to that famous laptop that was discovered in the run-up to the last election, but largely ignored then, which had, of course, all this information on it detailing some dodgy foreign deals that are now being investigated with a view to the Republicans trying to link Joe Biden to them, saying that he took part in meetings with Hunter Biden's business associates, that Hunter Biden put his father on the phone when he was meeting with his business friends to make himself look more important and to suggest that he had leverage with Joe Biden and Joe Biden perhaps might help them out. So you're right that there's no direct evidence of wrongdoing by Joe Biden in assisting these business activities. But what's come to light is that millions of dollars have been earned by Hunter Biden. And I should say also James Biden has got a cut of it. He's the brother of Joe Biden. And it's being used to at least tarnish the president, we now know he's standing for re-election, and perhaps by the Republicans to make him look just as bad as you might think Donald Trump looks for not releasing his tax returns and showing what business dealings he's got with China. And of course, Jared Kushner making a big deal with Saudi Arabia the moment he left office. So I think the aim of the Republicans is obviously to see if there's any links they can make with Joe Biden to disrupt his re-election campaign.